everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Fun. It's your Chuckle King here, Dan, and it's going to be a super fun, sassy episode. But before we get super sassy, let's introduce the Chuckle Wizard, podcast producer extraordinaire, Nathan. Welcome.
Good evening, Daniel. It's wonderful to be here with you.
Good evening. Don't we release these episodes at like 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, but I've said good evening to you every episode that we've ever done. Yes.
No, you haven't.
I have, 100%.
Check the tapes. I'm not sure.
Check the tapes. It's happened. So good evening to you. That's where fancy things happen. So good evening, Daniel. But enough about me. We're on a bit of a time crunch this episode. Enough about me.
Can I just say, I know we're on a time crunch, but I love time crunch episodes because they mean no Nathan bits in the beginning, and I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. I only am back because I'm contractually obligated to be here.
One could argue that this is a bit. Anyway.
Technically.
Naynay. No. Yes. Yay. It's Naynay. Welcome to the podcast, Naynay. Old podcast pro, and mutual friend of ours, previous and future guest of the episode of the podcast, Alicia Stella. Internationally recognized theme park newsbreaker, and you podcast with her a lot, and we have met casually here and there thanks to Alicia, but it's time for me to finally peel back the layers of Naynay and find out what that gooey center is. You know what I mean? Like, it's time.
I could tell you it's delicious. It's like cracking into an onion and finding just like a salty, gooey, disgusting center.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say.
I don't know about salty, gooey, disgusting. I know.
Nathan, can
gotta
you
be
show
a better way to phrase all this.
The first line. I think that you're more appropriately one of the eclairs from Pizza Rizzo in terms of your, like you have a flaky sort of outside that's with buttery layers, a ganache top, and.
Ganache Top is my drag name, by the way.
Ganache Top. This moment in my episode of my Muppet is Muppet Vision really closing. This opening tableau of the Pizza Rizzo Last Supper has to be one of my favorite things I've maybe ever done in the park. Like, it was such a hilarious moment. What a moment. Oh.
It was beautiful. I feel like I would personally relate more to the soggy Caesar salad in a cup. Soggy bottoms. Soggy bottom is more my speed, but I will be an eclair any day.
That's also my drag name.
Yeah, Caesar salad, soggy bottom.
Caesar salad, soggy bottom.
Yeah, it's
Caesar salad.
Caesar salad, soggy bottom. No, but like Naynay, we've like bumped into each other and we've chatted here and there, but like who are you? Like, I don't know who who is this? Who is this? I asked Alicia, what is your deal? And Alicia's like, well, the pronouns are he, queen, and that's all you need to know.
It's so funny because I feel like describing myself to anyone is so difficult just because there's so many different parts of me. It sounds so like, oh, you can't put me in a box. I feel like you could put me in a box. It just needs to be big, large, and covered in glitter. But you might like it. Well, yes.
A shipping container. Well, not even a box. We could put you in a shipping container. Or at least a medium-sized U-Haul.
With two lesbians like driving us around.
Wearing overalls, high socks. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
No, where have you come from? Where did you come from?
So I've been in the theme park world just sort of like, okay, I feel like gay people will understand this. I've been in the Kia Asylum of the theme park world for a very long time. Do you understand that reference? Do you know what the Kia Asylum is?
Why don't you explain it for our straighter listeners?
Okay. The Kia Asylum is a term that's used for pop stars where they're out there, they're doing the damn thing, they're doing everything that they need to, but they're just kind of like floating under the radar. And being in the Kia Asylum gets a lot of flack But I feel like there are so many different perks to it because I feel like I'm everywhere, but also I'm nowhere. Nobody knows where I am, but I'm friends with everyone and I know everyone and I have stories. And I've been in the theme park space for years and years and years, because I do feel like there's only a couple of us true, like, autistic nerds. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people who jumped on the bandwagon, like, post-pandemic, where I feel like the theme park space really got super oversaturated with, like, anyone who wanted to just record themselves in the theme park space. It got Kardashianified, and there was nothing against them. Like, I think that the space is big enough for anyone and everyone.
Disney park sex tapes. It's fine.
Well, yes. But I do feel like there's like a more solid group of, like, OGs who really understand the deep cuts. And I feel just, like, proud to be in that, or just to be a part of that. I love drag. I love cross-dressing. I love theme parks. I love traveling. I love the 80s. I love mid-century modern. My home is fully themed.
Oh,
very much inspired by...
We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that.
Yes. Inspired by different parts.
I know that you got interviewed by an icon about it, so...
Yes. Yes, I did.
So, speaking about traveling, though, this recently happened to the end of an era.
What are your final thoughts? Can we have your final dinosaur Kiki, if you will? Will you tell us what dinosaur was the gayest? What dinosaur was the worst? Just, like, let us know.
Is Seeker an ally?
Is Seeker an ally? I think he is.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is. It's a very coded character. You know what I mean? I'm Dr. Grant Seeker. Is there anyone here named Grant? I'm seeking him.
Is it the Alia? What is it? The
Allosaur?
Ramus? No, what is the one that is, like, just gagging on a dinosaur, like, in the beginning?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
That one?
I like that one. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's a diva right there.
That's a good call. I think that's a good call.
So about Dinosaur, I love Dinosaur so much. I will say that my last, not my last trip, the photo that you just referenced, that was 2 trips ago. And I got to do the attraction 5 times in a row. And I feel like I was very, just, like, removing the nostalgia aside and just being like, okay, let me, like, judge this attraction as, like, an actual attraction. And I did feel like there was a lot of scenes inside the attraction where I was like, why can't I can't see,
man.
I can't see. Turn on the lights. What is going on?
Yeah.
That would never pass in today's climate of what we expect as Disney fans. But I think that what I like the most, honestly, about the attraction is, honestly, like, the vibe, the queue, the pre-show. I love that more than the ride itself. And I really feel like I came to terms with that this last trip, where it's like, oh, when I think about, like, all the amazing things that I love about Dinosaur, it's not, like, me inside the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah.
Right. Does anyone else feel
I'm
that
a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that I think Dinosaur is camp. And I don't know why necessarily, but it's camp.
It is.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think the pre-show helps quite a bit.
I think that the thing that people don't discuss enough is how little light pollution there was in time travel. And so, the ride's going to be dark. There's not Seattle 50 miles away lighting up the sky. You know what I mean? You're not going to see much, Naynay. I just want to say, arguably, the science checks out for how dark the ride is.
That's such a Joe Rohde excuse for why things were cheap.
Yeah, but you know what? It's good. Like Scrooge says, darkness is cheap, and I like it. Not to quote the Christmas Carol, but Naynay, tell me, I have to know, what was it like being in the God position of the Alice in Wonderland ride, standing in front of all of the buttons and knobs, knowing that you controlled the joys of everyone's, like, fate that day? What's it like having all that power? What's it like?
Oh my god, you guys do your research. Holy hell, I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm like that bald guy with hot wings. I look at your old Instagram. I do it. No, you might think that Nathan's that guy. He's not. He's not. You can see that Nathan has a little bit more hair. He keeps like a slightly a fade going, and the glasses way more iconic than being bald.
I don't really
with no
like
glasses.
chicken wings that much either. So
another distinguishing feature. So so what's
Dan,
it like
though,
having
is like
all
an
that power?
Alanis for wings. Just
So as far well, I worked at Disneyland when I turned 18, fresh out of high school, and I worked there for about 3 years, and it was probably the greatest experience of my entire life. I loved every second of it. I learned all the dark rides in Fantasyland, and was also, Storybook Land was my bread and butter. That is what I transferred to do. I feel like what they do is they hire you in, and then they just kind of squeeze you where they can squeeze you, and then they learn your personality, they learn who you are, and then they test and adjust. They move you to where they think you'd be best fit. So the second they saw me, they were like, you need to be on a boat yapping. Like, we're not putting you. And then
we squeezed your parts, and we've decided boat for you. You
should
boat.
talk to HR about that.
Yeah, you boat. We squeezed your bits, and now you boat.
And there was always
this episode is going to have so many great clips just because you and I are psychopaths. So
it's very true. It's like ADD meets ADHD, the episode. It really does feel that way. So I was on a boat most of my time there, and it was fabulous. But I will say learning the dark rides was the best because I'm just such a nerd when it comes to Disneyland dark rides and getting to touch and feel my way through everything. Alice in Wonderland was probably one of my favorites just because it's just so gay. I mean, it is probably the gayest dark ride of them all. Would we not agree?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a giant vaping caterpillar. It's kind of gay. You know, it's kind of gay. Yeah, it's about as gay as. I mean, so
there literally is. It's one of the few dark rides that has a top and a bottom. So,
yes, that is true. That is
Nathan's
true.
with the zingers here. Nathan with the zingers. Holy smokes. Okay, question. You were Storybook adjacent. I know a couple of boat captains in the parks, like real boat pilots, not like the adventure boats at Epcot, but like
not the fake ones. Got it.
Yeah,
Understood.
people who drive their no. But I'm curious. Have you
Actual
ever
nautical
thought?
people.
Have you ever thought about, because this is a kind of fun fact that you should have for yourself. Have you ever figured out how many nautical miles you sailed in your life? In Storybook Village, you need to sit down one day and do the math and do some estimates, figure out how many hours you worked and like how many laps get like use ChatGPT for all I care, but you have to get a good estimate on how many nautical miles through Storybook Land you've sailed, because that's a fun fact.
Oof. I feel like I did at least like 25 trips a shift.
Really? Okay, how long is the ride? Because to give you some idea, Living with the Land is just shy of 1 nautical mile. Like just shy of 1 nautical mile.
Dan, you know why I'm here. Let's just do the math. Let's just figure it out.
Let's go. I know that the ride was like my spiels, I could lap around that thing in 6 minutes. I was like, and I would just like make it right all the way through because I was like, let's get this going.
Nathan, Rob had to like use Google Maps to like track the trace the track for me of Living with the Land to find out like the actual distance of it. I had to do that with People Mover too, because there just is no. They don't release track
We'll
link.
see what we can do.
We'll figure it out.
Storybook Land is not that long, I feel. It feels very
it's
short.
like 6 minutes. There you go. 6 minute lap. So that's probably a third of a nautical mile. So every 3 laps.
Let's just say a third. Yeah, let's say
every
3
laps. 3 laps is a mile. So
how many miles a day? Or how many laps a day?
I feel like 25 at least.
Okay.
25 feels really low. That's 175 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like 25
it's
is
only
fair
3 hours.
We'd have to close. We would close for that's only 3 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, then we would do way more than that.
That's 6 minutes.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, I can't do anything if I don't have like proper data. So we're stuck at this point.
Yeah.
Our source is no good.
You're going to have to think about this. Yeah, you're an unreliable narrator, so we might not ever know, but we will Okay. While we're talking Naynay, I think I want to coin a new term for you, because, you know, like I'm dear friends with Dapper Danielle, who I would say has perfected and really like honed in on like doing Dapper very well. Right. I'm friends with Jeremy the T, who I personally believe has kind of done like has really heightened the idea of like Disney bounding. Like he layers incredible, but I would say that he is bounding, because while it does feel a little bit like Kingdom Hearts and some of the crazy outfits he puts together with all the straps and chains and zippers, it does feel very wearable still. But what I want to say about you is that you are not Disney bounding, but you're Disney dragging. Like it's not drag, it's specifically, but it's this bounding version of drag that I'm calling dragging. So like you're dragging these characters, and like I kind of I have a lot of questions about this. How much of these looks are you fabricating, and like where do these looks originate versus like how did they like manifest? You know, talk to me about this, because I'm a theater kid. I know lots of people who cosplay, but you're not cosplaying. You're not bounding. Like, but you're also not you do for like your birthdays and stuff. And I want to say, go follow Naynay on his Instagram. You got to see all of his creations, his birthday videos, all of his JC Penney drag, or whatever it is, but this isn't that. And so tell me, like, what's going on with these looks? Like, where do these even come from?
So there's a lot.
Oh wait,
God,
save that one, Nathan. We got to save that one, because that's Naynay's first Instagram character post. So we gotta save that one to compare, because the before and after of these are precious. Because this is excellence. This is, and that first picture was season 1 of Drag Race. So I just busted and off the rack. I just want to, yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah. So like, lay it on me here. Tell me this whole process.
So I do have a lot of custom. So the photo that you just had, which is the Toon Lagoon dress, iconic.
Let me bring that back up.
So if you been to Islands of Adventure, you know that the team member costumes are made from this fabric. So each team member has a different button-down shirt that is this Toon Lagoon fabric.
Oh, right. I don't ride any of the attractions there, so I just don't. Yeah. I just walk right through it. I wish there was a bridge that took me around Bluto's blast hole tube fun time or whatever. That soak ride, that ride that just like gives you a bath.
I have been told Bluto's blast hole does get you pretty soaked. So
I swear to God, Universal Studios could make bank selling that attraction to any like large city with a homeless population, because you just put them on that thing, and it's a people washer. It's just, you put a little soap in that thing. Yeah. I have never been more soaked, nor have I have never seen. It's an untold amount of wet t-shirt content test energy, that freaking Pluto ride. It is just wet t-shirt the ride. It is inappropriate. It belongs in Cancun. It doesn't belong at Universal Studios. Okay. How many team members did you kill to get enough shirts to make this?
Okay, so that is the crazy thing. So if you were like deep in like theme park Twitter, you know that there was one random day where someone was in downtown Los Angeles in our fabric district, and they came across 3 rolls of this Toon Lagoon fabric that was from Universal or from the manufacturer who made the Toon Lagoon outfits, and they were like, oh my God, look what just showed up in the fashion district.
Overstock. Yeah, overstock. Wow.
Yes, overstock. So I ran, and I got so much, and I have a designer in Hollywood. She literally lives under the Hollywood sign. I was like, here's her address. No, she lives like right directly under the Hollywood sign, and her name is Kelsey.
Which letter?
And all of them. Every single one, baby.
It's not so huge that it extends an entire mountain range where huge cities exist under each letter.
She's a big house, Dan.
The movies make it look huge.
I do feel like there's like 2 streets that really line up underneath the Hollywood sign.
Yep.
And so she is one of my designers that I basically have on retainer, and any single time that we find a fabric or come up with a look, she custom makes me a lot of my stuff, a lot of my corsets, dresses, whatever. I feel like garments for me, a lot of them I can just like find, but a lot of them do have to be custom because my proportions are crazy, which I do feel like a lot of people have to do when they are doing drag. I don't have boobs, but I'm also really, really large and I like things shorter. And so the proportions of things have to mostly be custom. So she has all my measurements. I went, grabbed that fabric. I was like, I need a dress now. And she pumped that sucker out. But yeah, she does a lot of my corsets, a lot of my other dresses.
Interesting. Well, it's good to have someone like that because clothes, as an anthem of many millennial women I know who are like championing past all the body shaming they went through, like clothes should fit you. You shouldn't, clothes should fit your body. You don't have to worry about your body fitting clothes. Like get clothes and make them fit you. Don't worry about trying to fit some mold that some factory deemed is medium or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, which
Right.
a lot of we get, and then not to mention every medium is a different size, like at every different brand. And so it becomes very toxic. And so, clothes should fit you, that you shouldn't fit clothes. And so I love that you have a team that like, cause you're right. I have a weird ass body too. I have really short legs and a really long torso. And so I'm just tall but in a weird way, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah. I learned at a very young age that like the mall was not gonna ever be for me. Like I will never find what I need for myself at a mall. Not saying that every single thing that I have has to be custom. I just know that everything that I like that fits my body appropriately has to be made by a human, probably in Los Angeles. And
that is
and it's very
that's the most privileged thing you've ever said. I hope you know that. I hope you know that.
I'm sorry.
You have entered a new era of fashion privilege that has broken boundaries and barriers. Wait until people hear about this.
But it costs so much more money. But that's just what it is. It's just
but there's quality.
There's quality. So are you guys familiar with Big Bud Press? The brand Big Bud Press?
Tell me about it.
No.
I mean, my entire closet, like my casuals that are not custom are all basically from Big Bud Press, and everything is made by a person in Los Angeles, and there's just like so much love and thought put into it that it's just my favorite. I mean, it costs, but if you have the means to do it, then do it. And so, yeah, everything for me is very like things have to feel right, or else I like go crazy.
Right. No, I totally get it. And
that's the autism speaking. Right,
as someone
there.
who's had a lot of bespoke pieces made for me as well through a lot of theater
Absolutely.
stuff, I get it.
Sure.
I absolutely get it. It's really great to have something that was made to fit you and does fit you. So when you're some of the outfits, like let's say this Toon Lagoon dress, can you help? Because you mentioned that it's costly, and I don't think that people truly comprehend how influencers and creators and artists, and I don't even want to say influencers and creators, and I'm not saying that negatively, like, bitch, you don't influence nobody. It's not that, but to say that, like, I truly view you as an artist because you're not doing it for anybody but Naynay, and that's really what like gets me. And I feel like those are the artists' favorite artists. You know what I mean? Like the people who just do it for themselves and then inspire others. And it's so funny. My fiance, I just got engaged. My fiance. My fiance was asking me who's going to be on the podcast today, and I was like, "Oh, Naynay," and she understands who you are because of the Muppet video and stuff. And but like to describe who you were, and I don't know, this might be a little crazy, but I was like, he's very like Angel in Rent coded in that like he will just pick up some scraps off the corner and like be wearing and make a dress out of it that like you'll find at the Gap 2 years later. And I say that just because like I just really appreciate the art that you bring into it, and what I think heightens a lot of the stuff that like from let's say Jeremy's bounding into your dragging is the makeup. Can we talk about like how you beat that face and like what are your staples? You do.
Hell out of this face.
I really love that you have a staple that's a very like kind of a rouge based, but also you have looks galore. And so tell me about how you're designing that. Are you working with artists to design your face too? Like you would collab with somebody to create your looks? Like what is the process?
Well, it's funny. The two pictures that you have on right now, one of them I'm not wearing any makeup at all, and the other one is I am stamped. But yeah. So as far as makeup goes,
there we go.
That's a good mug. That's like an everyday mug for me. But I will say, as far as makeup goes, I really defy, and I feel like a good drag queen always has. We don't use makeup that the industry or that society has said, okay, you need to use this for makeup. So like, I don't shop at Sephora. I don't shop at like makeup stores. A lot of the good queens, we go to a place called Nigel's Emporium. It's a TV and film makeup store that does a lot of special effects. It's in Hollywood. And a lot of the makeup there is not meant for beauty. It's meant for like coverage and to just it's meant for performance, really. A lot of the theater girls use it. The entire makeup line that I use is actually used at Disney for their face characters. We use the same exact brand. The girls hate it, but like I love it. I'm like, that is my preferred brand. And it's called Ben Nye. I use a lot of Ben Nye, Krylon, some Meron. It's just good old theater makeup. And I think that if you know how to use it and you understand color theory and light theory, you could literally make coffee grounds work, you know?
Sure.
I would like to see that.
I absolutely agree. And I'm really impressed by what you're able to turn out with your makeup, because it really pulls the look together. And I have to know, how are you managing these beautiful faces when it's 110% humidity in Orlando? Because a tragedy struck me this past trip I took to Orlando. Because I don't know, Naynay, if you've seen on Instagram, but I have a run of viral Grinch TikToks where I do a gimmick. I bring an open prompt to the improv class with the Grinch, and I allow him to roast me with it, right? And so I dressed fully as the Grinch and then went and paid $25 to get my face painted, the Grinch face paint. And I was going to go to the Grinch and be like, all right, everyone can leave. The special effects makeup actor is here. I'm fully done up. I'm ready to eat your onions. I was just going to dismiss him, you know? That face ran off of my face. That Grinch paint, and I wish I filmed it, but I got so anxious and pissed off. That face ran off of my face, so it lasted 45 minutes before I had sweat through. I looked like I was zebra striped with like sweat lines running down. Yeah. So what are you doing to save the day here?
So first of all, I will say that when I first started coming out to Florida, which I've been coming to Orlando my entire life, but like I will say that I regularly started to do Orlando trips in like 2018-ish. And I remember like looking around and being like, why does no one look ready here? Like, why does no one look together? I was like, not me. I will never stoop down to these. And then years later, I understood. I was like, oh, got it. That's why. So I actually don't really paint a lot when I'm in Orlando. I will do it for special occasions. Like if we do HHN and the sun's not out, I'm always stamped for HHN. But yeah, Orlando's very interesting because my skin thrives in humidity. My skin and my makeup thrives in humidity, and it struggles in dry heat, which is where I live in Los Angeles. So
why? What is that?
So I have like dry skin. So in LA, my makeup is destined to look dry and flaky and crusty. And then in Orlando, my makeup looks dewy, delicious, delectable, like butter. Like you could just like get like a little butter knife and slice into my cheek and spread it on some toast.
It's cake.
It's cake. So I feel like it's been, even with that being said, though, it feels really uncomfortable and overstimulating for me to wear makeup in Orlando. It's more of like a feeling thing. There's a fabulous designer. Her name is Micheline Pitt, and she has a couple of stores here in LA, and she's on the spectrum, and she would always tell me, like, materials really matter. And like the way that materials feel on your skin, like really, really matter. And I feel that way with makeup more than clothes. So for me, I have to be in the right setting to paint a face, which is honestly why I don't do drag in nightclubs and I don't do drag for money, because life for me is a feeling. I'm chasing a feeling. If I don't feel like it, I'm not doing it. It is not a job. I have my own job where I make my money and I do this stuff for fun. So it has to be the right setting for me to wear that on my skin in Orlando, sadly. Even though my face loves it and I look great in it in Orlando, it just does not feel nice.
Have you reached a point where you stop? Do you still bring it in hopes that you'll feel the moment? Or do you leave it at home and you're like, I just know it's not going to happen? Like,
I know. I used to bring it, but then I was like, damn, my luggage is heavy. Like, why did I bring all this crap with me? And so honestly, like the last year, I just pack a couple rhinestones and call it a day.
Yeah. You have to fully Santa Claus it and prepare for one large yearly trip in like late February when it is cold and brisk and you can but still humid. And you can, and then you can really lean into it and get some stuff done. Yeah. I was fascinated. I was wondering like what your tips were to keep it together, but I guess you don't have tips. Your tip is don't do it. So
it's a good tip. Sometimes we try too hard, Dan.
Yeah, sometimes we do try too hard.
Life's too hard. Sometimes
I will say I use a setting spray that is unreal, and I think it's actually really bad for your skin, but it creates a weird film on my face where if water hits me, it rolls off like off a duck's back. Like it does not. It literally just like rolls off my face.
Bro,
you just waterproof your skull. That's
we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this clip at your funeral when you're 34, being like, yeah, well, he inhaled so many nanoparticles to keep his face looking beat. That he died early. He died young.
But he looks gorgeous in that casket.
He truly killed himself with his art. Yeah. But my God. Yeah, and we'll make sure that you do your makeup before you die so you look good when you're done. So because no one will be able to do it better than you. You know what I mean? So we'll set aside 3 or 4 hours before you go. And all right, I have to talk about how you were in a book, a New York Times bestseller book, might I add, which I always think is funny, and I have a lot of respect for you, AJ. I really appreciate you. But for the longest time, you were like a shadow person. You were like in the shadows, and like releasing this book forced you out into the open to do book signing. And now everyone knows like who you are again, and I love it. Yeah. I love that you're like back out in the limelight again. Because for the longest time, everyone was like, "Who's AJ?" At a certain point, it's like, "Who's AJ?" The woman who I know what her hand looks like. She crushes cupcakes, right?
She crushes cupcakes. Yeah.
Also, get back to crushing stuff, AJ, please. I don't even like into it. I just love the discourse it causes. Nothing makes me happier than your true crisis actor, chaos agent, food crushing hands. So anyway, you're in a book, Naynay. Why are you?
Yes.
Tell us why you're in this book.
So AJ and I have some mutual friends, and we've kind of been in very similar circles, but just like physically apart. Very similar to me and you, I guess. And I have a dear friend, Carly Wiesel, who I'm sure many of you know. Amazing theme park journalist, and so we live very close to each other, so we're pretty close. And I think the story goes, AJ was writing a book. She knew that AJ was writing the book, and they were just kind of sharing with each other like the process of writing the book. And I think AJ was looking for some people to interview, and Carly was like, I need you to sit down and talk to Naynay. And at the time, of course, I was like a huge fan of AJ's and a huge fan of Disney Food Blog, but really just a fan of her voice because I didn't know what she looked like. So sitting down for the interview when she was writing the book, I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see what she looks like. Like I literally cannot wait. And I was pleasantly surprised at how beautiful she is. I mean, like her smile is like so radiant. Her eyes are so like, her energy is so beautiful that I just remember like wanting to like choke her and be like, what are you doing? Like, I need to see your face. I need to see your face. I need to see your face and things. Like, what is going on? She is so stunning. So the interview was fabulous.
She's making the money
and
with the mitts. That's what matters most. Those mitts are out,
real.
you know? Yeah.
and that voice is iconic. So so we did the interview for the book. The book was centered around my home, which for those of you who don't know, I moved into my home about 2.5 years ago, and it's been the first time in my entire life where I've really had a space completely to myself, a large enough space, I will say, to really lock in and fully theme it the way that I want it to be themed. So I have themed my home after 11 themed spaces that align with different parts of my brain and what I cherish the most out of life. And I have a vintage 50s diner with everything is custom, and the vinyl that's used for my diner booths is the same as Flo's V8 Cafe and California Adventure. The 50s diner, I have an 80s Art Deco living room that is reminiscent of like Palm Beach. I have a Golden Girls themed bedroom. Not really Golden Girls, but it's like that same kind of era. I have a drag room. I have a guest room. I mean, it's fabulous. It's fabulous.
You have a vintage Pizza Hut light fixture hanging in your kitchen.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
That one's in my dining room. Yeah.
So you fully leaned into the theme of it all and themed your home, which is a really cool. What chapter? What part of the book are you in? For those who want to seek you out,
I literally don't know. It's somewhere. No, I don't know what there's a chapter. I don't know.
I
what
think it's
chapter
chapter 3. I think it's chapter 3. I read.
There's a chapter where like she dips in. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself a Disney adult? I mean, she talks about how it's a loaded term. Do you? What is your
term
relationship with the term?
My relationship with the term is, I think that there's a lot of misconceptions about Disney adults, which obviously the book dips into. And I feel like when you say the term Disney adult, it gets put under in this box of like, okay, this is what a Disney adult is, and this is what society has decided the Disney adult is. And I don't identify with what society believes is a Disney adult. I do not identify with that. But I am a Disney adult because I'm an adult who loves Disney and who, has Disney stuff and whatever. But it's very funny because, when sitting down with AJ, it was like, I'm a Disney adult, but I'm not that kind of Disney adult. It was very much like in that, I was very much in that, and I realized that, wow, there's like so much shame that comes with being a Disney adult, and there's so much to unpack there. And reading through the book, I really came to understand like parts of it that I relate with, parts of it that I don't relate with, and how there's in any really subculture or group, there's so many different versions of what you can be in that, and you don't have to be all the things. You can be something very specific. So I am a Disney adult, but
why shame? Why shame though? Why shame?
I think that there is like a huge misconception about Disney adults where like, oh my gosh, they're so out of touch with reality and they're so in La La Land and they're like a bunch of adults in diapers who like are gripping onto a part of their childhood that they can't escape from and they can't be grown adults. And I'm like,
and they're suckers because they're paying so much to do it. Like and
they're suckers.
Definitely an element. Yeah.
100%. And they're based, but it's like, I'm a very self-aware person. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly who I am. And I am choosing to entertain whimsy. And I feel like there's a lot of people who don't really understand that. They don't really tap into how whimsical life can be. And I see everything for what it truly is.
Why don't you think people are able to tap into that? Like why? And I often point to it as it's an insecure response. People who have something negative to say about a Disney adult are insecure about something. People who have something negative to say about a certain group are typically insecure about how that group makes them feel. I'll continue to stand by that, despite the fact that I have lost Patreon subscribers, followers on social media, that I call out any like conservative person who has a very public, loud beef with queer people, that they have queer skeletons in their closet that make them insecure, thus cause them to be vocally outward. Because one of the things that people who are insecure lack is the awareness of their own projection and how they project their insecurities like they are the lighthouse on an old Irish coast and it's filmed in black and white, with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. Like they don't understand how much of a beacon of projection their insecurities become when they are, and we see it. I mean, we see it in politics countless times that usually the person screaming the loudest is the most guiltiest party, and like, because it's like, where is this passion? So like, why is this insecurity, Naynay? Why do we battle with this? Why are Disney adults such an easy target?
So there's a lot to unpack with what you just said. There is an aspect for sure where people are definitely projecting, and I honestly think that the best example of this, if someone wants to see a prime example of people projecting, I'm their number one fan, the plus size park hoppers, and just scroll through their comments. I mean, you are looking 100%. at a group of women who are doing nothing but being kind and loving themselves, and being so helpful to people who feel excluded or feel fear around experiencing things that they love, and they're putting themselves out on the line, on the chopping block, I guess you can say, to help those who are in need of just like that sort of support. And in those comments, you can just see people who are projecting. So there's that aspect, but then there's also the aspect of people who aren't necessarily projecting, but just don't understand it, and they don't want to understand it. So like, for example, I have a lot of childhood friends who, they're not mean people. They're not, awful. They're not projecting an insecurity necessarily onto me. They just don't get it, and they don't really want to, and they're just like, I don't really get it. And it's also one of those things where it's just like not for some people to get, but I hope that I can be an example where they can maybe tap into something that brings them a little bit more joy, right? It doesn't have to be Disney, it doesn't have to be theme parks, but like, I don't know, go do something, go giggle, go paint, like go do something that just brings you joy and transports your brain somewhere else that isn't this godforsaken reality.
Look, all I'm saying, Naynay, all I'm saying is that the people who are like, I don't get it, you know what they do? They go back to playing Parcheesi and bingo and watching The Price is Right. They don't get on Twitter and run for office about taking down people who are these things. Like if people are like, oh, I don't get it, they move on with their lives. It's the people who are like, I don't get it, and oh man, we got to solve this problem. And it's like, oh, okay, off.
Yeah.
I would give money to find out what their Google search history is. Like people who are like super vocal. Let me see what you've Googled. Let me see what you've Googled in the past 30 days.
Yeah.
And then I'll listen to how angry you are.
Yeah.
But let me see what you've been Googling.
Yeah. And the grifters, the rage grifters are always pro-capitalism. And it's like, what is your problem? Like, we are filling if there's anything that's more pro-capitalism, it's paying to go to a place that doesn't hand you anything back. Like, it's
also, I'll continue to stand by the fact that, oh, so what? You're a 45-year-old man who hasn't played baseball since he was 13, and it's all you do throughout the spring is sit on your couch and watch baseball and pay a bunch of money and then get angry and completely hinge the way you treat your wife and family on whether or not your team wins. You know who's always winning? Me, baby, on Big Thunder Mountain. I love my kids. Let's go. But like, seriously, it's like, I don't, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you think that it's childish me being at a Disney park? Honey, when was the last time you actually picked up a football and threw it straight? You know what I mean? It's like, so what, you're out there gooning about your childhood dreams of being a football player, or being the number one basketball player, or playing with Air Bud, or there's angels in the outfield, whatever thing that you failed at hard at life, and now you're sitting in front of a TV watching the sports team. Please let my sports team win so that I can go into work on Monday and be happy. It's like, well, where is this missing internal validation? It seems like you're chasing after some childhood dreams too, you sports fan asshole. So
Dan, are you okay?
Yeah. No, this is just what happens when I record during the day. That's all I'm saying. So.
He's got energy. He's ready.
I'm just saying that, like,
fight the world.
It's so funny. Even a paleontologist, who, by the way, we've clearly pissed off on this podcast because I said,
drag him. Drag Dan. Drag him all you want.
I pissed off the paleontologist because, Naynay, how many kids out there are like dinosaurs? You know what I mean? None anymore. You know what I mean?
This is Dan's theory.
They're like Bitcoin, Mr. Beast. They don't care about dinosaur bones.
I think you underestimate children. I think you're underestimating the abilities of children.
No.
As a guy with no children, I think you, a parent, doesn't know what he's talking about.
You know what kids want to do? They want to go to college to learn how to hunt demons or something. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to learn how to hunt bones. demons.
Demons, I'll tell you what, they're in Congress. Go get them.
We found them all. We
Go
found
get
them all.
'em.
We found all the bones. We found all the bones. You know what we should look for now? A solution to global warming. Let's close down paleontology and pivot some energy. Let's pivot a little bit. Let's just pivot a little bit.
You know what's cool? Not going extinct. Let's do that.
All right,
Yeah.
Naynay. Final. I wanted, like, because you are so theme park informed. There's a big thing that happened in the community lately that is on the level of loose ice and wagons in terms of stuff getting banned from the parks, and that is third-party tour guides have recently been not only like I mean, obviously it's banned from the park, but they're like getting lifetime bans, these people who participated in third-party tour guides. Nate, do you have any experience with these? Like, have you seen them in action? Do you know what these third-party tour guides are?
Okay, so I have not seen them at Disneyland ever. I used to see them at Universal Studios Hollywood a lot.
Oh, sure.
A lot.
That makes sense.
So actually, to think about it, like, I haven't seen them in a while, but I remember I used to see them all the time. But they were very, like, not in hiding. They would hold the stick with the little bright yellow ball on top and walk through the park with a group of like 20 to 30 people.
Wow.
Now, wait, though. Is that different, though, from like the Brazil high school coming into town and they're all following their teacher who has a stick? Like, because I've seen that a lot.
Very different.
I've also
No,
seen like Universal Studios bus tour that like you're on a cruise ship and it's like an expedition and you're there for 6 hours and you got to find the guy with the big yellow stick, you know, to like make sure you get back on the boat. Like you're saying that like these are things that you're clearly seeing, like this is Gary's DVC rental equivalent of a third party guy stomping around the park wearing his own version of a plaid vest.
1,000,000%. They're all adults. They usually have no kids. And from what I've seen, they're from Asia. Like it's like a group of tourists from somewhere in Asia as fully grown adults. And the tour guide has like the logo of the company stamped on them and has a stick with the ping pong ball. And
See, no, but even that.
Yeah.
No, even that I think is legal. I think even those are approved by the park. Yes, this is more insidious than that. This is more insidious than that. People are hiring like Temu Disney VIP guides,
right?
That will follow them around. Will solely be responsible for getting all of their fast pass reservations. Will get them the tips. Will navigate them through the park. Will
it's a
get
concierge.
It's like a concierge service, and they're undercutting Disney by 60 to 50% because. Of course they can. You could make a easy, because I mean you could make it easy living, charging $400 for 7 hours to do this, you know. But it's that sort of thing. It's people pretending they're plaids and like doing, but without any of the plaid privileges, which is tricky. But at the same time, I do want to argue that Disney has made vacation's a homework assignment. And so like I wouldn't, it's so funny. I would, if I was this person, if I was someone who's in this business and was terrified, I would rebrand instantly. I'm not a tour guide. I'm a theme park tutor. And it's my job to just tutor vacationers on their first big trip, if they plan to do this in the future, on how to do this better. It's like, if anything, pivot to that, guys, that don't be some kind of tour guide idiot, because seriously, you need a tutor to know what to do here in the parks now. It is the most complicated. It's the most complicated rig of, like, it's like I feel like I'm in high school, like in terms of, you know, get to class, you know.
So there is a company, and I won't mention them by name, and I do have a friend that works for them, and they do something very specific that I'm like, like that seems interesting. They offer a service, and it's Brazilian, so it's for that market. They offer a service where basically on your vacation, someone is at your beck and call, but stationed behind a computer screen, and is basically booking you all of your things for you in real time as the day's going. And the guest does not need to do anything. They just say what they want, and then they look on their app and they're like, oh my gosh, now I have a lightning lane for so-and-so. Oh my gosh, now I have a lightning lane for that. And there's someone at home doing everything for them. There's no one like giving them a tour guide in the park. So I like that. That's allowed,
like the man
right?
in the chair for the superhero. I like that idea, actually.
Right. So that is a service that they offer, which I'm assuming is completely appropriate because they're not undercutting they're not undercutting Disney at all. But still, like, where do we draw the line? Because that is You know what I mean? Like, what if that guest needed assistance in the park and didn't know how to get around Epcot? And it's like, okay, what if they just needed support and like just helping guide them like where things are and how to maximize their day? How does Disney draw the line of like, no, now you can't enter the park with them? Do you know what I mean?
I'm curious, like when you did traditions and you were a cast member, were you trained in like CPR and emergency services, and like were you given any kind of training on like what to do in case of fires or if someone is like I would argue that the biggest liability here with these private tour guides is like bad things happen, and Disney allowing people to wander in there and act like some kind of emissary, I guess, I don't know, authority without any authority only puts Disney at risk when something bad happens and the person who actually needs help doesn't go to the right person. They go to their, and like, there's this woman on TikTok, God bless her, and no negativity, but like she got hired waiting in line buying a coffee at the Magic Kingdom, like is how she got hired, how she got recruited. Like that was the entry level because she was
out. That sounds. Don't get recruited.
Right.
Don't go to a secondary location. Don't do that.
Attractive young woman in her 20s at the parks getting coffee. She's recruited by an agency who needs a bunch of attractive young women to do this job, to be the theme park nanny, to be the theme park. And so it's all
gross.
And like, yeah. And then your kid chokes on a piece of Mickey pretzel and loses consciousness, and what is your idiot 21-year-old tour guide gonna do? Like that's the thing that like I lean on, because God bless you, I pay attention every time a plaid walks by, and those people are literally Nanny McPhee. They're Mary Poppy. They're like carrying babies. They're feeding a Mickey bar. Like it's crazy how people dump their kids on these tour guides, bro. When they're at the parks, it is guys, it is crazy. Yeah. Pay attention. Stop looking to see who's famous in the group and start looking to see how the kids are being treated in the group. And your eyes are going to open wide when VIPs start walking by you in the parks. Not to throw shade at wealthy people,
but also
y'all be crazy.
Hey, if there's a former plaid out there that wants to spill, come
come ruin Nathan Nice's opportunity to ever work with Disney parks ever again here on the podcast.
I don't care.
That'd be great. Yellow Shoes, call us. Call us.
Yeah.
You're a theme park professor. What do you mean? One day they might need a brain to put in a jar that was a theme park professor, you're going to be removed from that.
What brains have you seen in the Disney Corporation in the last 10 years? What are you talking about, brains?
That are alive? None. That's what I'm saying. They want to put your brain in a jar and study it and see how they can make rides worse in the future.
Mickey is my gorilla. I'm Jane Goodall. I go study him. It's anthropological.
So, Naynay, can I give you a platform here as we round out? Is there anything wrong with theme parks that you need to yell about? Is there anything that is there anything going on here that you need to soapbox and get tidied up? I just want to say I manifest a lot in my content. I have brought parks characters back to the park. I have changed attractions. I have made things happen. And whether or not I actually did them, I choose to believe I did. As an American, it's my right to believe whatever I want, to have my own truth be whatever it is. And so my content, Naynay, has the power to manifest. So what needs to be fixed at the parks?
So this is a great question. And I think that it is very relevant to the time that we're in right now with our new CEO. So, okay.
Yes, for those who
Breaking
don't
news.
know. For those who don't know, because this happened, we're recording this is going to come out in a month or two. But like yesterday, Josh D'Amaro became the new CEO.
He's bringing sexy back to Disney, baby.
Yeah, they've picked another white, gray-haired man in a sweater, and they switched it out.
Not
they
just another. This guy's way more hair.
They updated the animatronic.
Way more charisma. Way more
the face
charisma.
mold's different, but the insides are the same. People, but yes, go ahead. For those who didn't know, that's what happened.
So, I think that we are in a time where Disney is just wanting to play it safe. I mean, everything that I see them doing, I'm like, you're playing it so safe, and I'm just tired of them playing it safe. What playing it safe looks like for Disney is investing money into things that immediately they need to make their money back, like almost instantly. And how they do that is by coming out with a movie that people fall in love with and then immediately just like shoving that movie, the ride, in the park. Okay. that is safe. It gets people in through the door. People love it. They love this movie. Now they get to ride the movie. Okay, great. It's safe. It's boring. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of like, we're gonna have Coco the ride, and then Star Wars the ride, Encanto the ride, Frozen the ride. I'm like exhausted as someone who like doesn't really care about the movies to begin with. I'm just like, I don't need to ride it. Like I saw it. Like and the theaters are so immersive now that I'm like, I saw that in 4DX. Like I don't need to sit on an imaginary banshee and have you wiggle me in front of an IMAX theater. Like we're good. We don't need to spend money and time.
Are you saying we're not better zoo together? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I'm also saying I'm not flighting that damn passage. And that's key.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting that you're focused on like we're playing it safe, because I think it is that, but I think that the better way to describe it is we're not taking risks is what the better way to describe it is, because I just reflected on it as I looked at the giant image of all the CEOs that Disney has had in the 95 years. It's only been like 7 dudes. It's not been a bunch. But one of the things I noticed is that like Iger took over during my rise of theme park content creation. Like I got popular during Iger's like heyday, and looking at it, what Iger really brought to the company was the idea of corporation best practices. Like corporate best practices became like the norm of the Iger era, and it became and if anyone doesn't understand that concept, it's just very big corporate speak for conferences and studies and awards of being like, oh man, every McDonald's that we built that had giant glass windows with no personality whatsoever increased our sales 3%. Every fast food chain now for an extra 3% will now look like a sterile glass box. So it's the idea of best practices. It's the idea of like, and I just tweeted about it this morning. It's so funny, but like Eisner was like, they're going to make a movie park. Screw those guys. We're going to copy their idea. We're going to do it better, and we're going to open before them.
Yeah,
and then now it's like
Paramount executive movie. We got to try something to make a blockbuster. We can't we don't know. Opposed to television, which is where Iger comes from, which is very much about, well, will the advertisers let us put on this show?
Yeah, what's best practices? What's going to get approved? What's going to, and so it's like now it's like, oh, they made a Harry Potter land. Best practices, a deep immersive land. That's best practices. That's something that we need to do. It's not like, oh, they're going to make an immersive land. Well, we're going to make one better and before them, and it's going to have popcorn and hookers. It's not that anymore. It's not that anymore. It's like studies show that best practices in the theme park industry show that roller coasters painted red increases against satisfaction 7%. And it's not like we're painting our roller coaster bright green because go to hell. That's why. It's like all of that energy is gone from the parks now. And it's so corporate cold best practices. And I'm praying that handsome man, that beautiful man, Josh D'Amaro, because Bob Iger pulled chicks because he went to Harvard. Bob Iger pulled chicks because, he went to a nice school. D'Amaro pulls the ladies just fall into his lap because he's just classic handsome, baby. You know what I mean? Like he worked at Hollister in high school, spraying perfume.
That
in the
man
air
that
by
man's
the
package is $38 million. I don't care about him at all.
His package is worth how much?
Yeah, his salary package, Daniel.
Well, as Naynay says, they know where to squeeze you at the parks.
They
when you get there, they know where to
squeeze.
They know where to squeeze your package and tell you how much it's worth, and then put you on a boat. They did it to Iger. Where's Iger now? He's on a boat. Just like Naynay, right? He stuck around long enough and then he bought a yacht. So I could just say Disney does it to you. They put you on a boat. I totally, it's just the lack of risk. It's best practices. We need to just stop doing best practices. Let some new weirdo come in and be like, hey, what if we built a ride upside down in a hole? I don't know. Let's try it. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I think that like the foundation of this company comes back to the arts, and artists and creatives, they are not like think like numbers and analytics and money, and it's like that's not, there was a reason why there was a Walt and there was a Roy. You need both to have a successful company, but I don't want the company run by a bunch of Roys. I need a Walt. I need someone ugly and crazy. No, sorry, not saying
Yeah.
that Walt is ugly. I'm just saying, like, I need someone like Eisner.
No,
who
we
doesn't
heard
have,
it.
Like,
We heard it.
I don't need like pretty girl syndrome
I know
to
where
come in
Walt's
here.
going to land on your F, Marry, Kill ranking. I know exactly where he's going to land now. Say no more, baby. Say no more.
Mary. The answer's Mary.
I just need someone who is gonna F around and find out. And I feel like Eisner did a lot of that. He was like, I don't know, like, let's see what sticks. He was just throwing things at the wall and just seeing what sticks. And that's why we got so many wonderful things. But yeah, I just feel like the foundation of this company always goes back to the arts. And you can't have a guy running the company who is not in that. And I would not say DeMauro is in that. He's not at all.
He got a degree in business admin. He worked at Gillette.
Oh, God. We're
he's worked
screwed.
at Disney for 30 years.
Was he
We are
responsible for putting the
screwed.
4th blade on the razor? If he was,
Oh, no.
that's-
He was in
that's
the
ingenuity,
financial
babe.
department.
Ooh, he's bringing Hanson back. He's bringing Hanson back, guys. It's gonna be fine. Well,
Yeah,
Naynay, you've been a
so-
treasure. Nathan, Nathan's got a heart out. He's got to go teach the youths.
I have to go teach the youths, make them bright and happy.
Nathan,
Fabulous.
fun and tell. The people have spoken. Well, one person has spoken. I just want to say, just
like
because
it.
one person left a
I
comment
love it.
doesn't mean that fun and tell's staying. Naynay, what are you doing for fun? Well, that's the stupidest question I've ever asked a guest. We just literally talked about everything you do for fun. So I don't know if you can think of one thing that you're doing that you haven't talked about yet. Please share.
I am filling my home with fresh flowers on a weekly basis, and it has changed my life.
Oh, amazing.
That's what I'm doing for fun.
Have you thought about
That's-
just
that-
owning a plant?
No, because I kill everything I touch, so I'm gonna let someone else do that, and then I'm
you
gonna
get things
jar it up.
pre-killed. You get things
Yes.
pre-killed, and you just watch it die.
Do you go to the
Absolutely.
flower store or do you have someone deliver?
No, I go to the store because I need to pick my
Oh.
arrangements. I need to pick my colors.
like-
I gotta pick them.
I like.
Yeah. That's what I'm
very
doing.
good. That's
Wow.
very good.
Wow.
That sounds healthy. Dan, what are you doing?
I'm writing a musical, but you're getting no more information than that. Nathan, what are you doing?
What am I doing besides lesson planning these days? And I already talked
Super
about what I do.
fun.
Here's something I got for Christmas, which is called the Ono, O-N-O, and it's just a little fidget toy, but it's just so quiet. You can't even hear it on microphone, and I can just play with it in my hand, and it's just this nice little thing. So it's just so fun to play with, and I would recommend anyone buy it. They're not cheap. They're like $40, but you know, these
Oh my
are
God.
premium fidgets. Yeah. Because this is metal, and so it's just the quietest little thing. So if you've been desiring a fidget toy that doesn't make any noise while you're doing podcasts or stuff,
The way that Naynay is
Oh,
watching you fiddle that thing, we got to end the podcast. I'm going to
tell
hit the
you
stop
what.
button. It's over
Hey,
now. Everyone,
hey, this
just
is now
go follow
this-
Naynay.
this is now for subscription only.
Go
Tell you
follow
what.
Naynay on Instagram. Leave us a review. Leave us a comment. And TikTok. Follow Naynay everywhere.
Yes,
Who is
please.
Naynay? I don't know. Or don't follow her.
What's your
I
Because,
don't
username?
even know. With Naynay, WITHNAYNAY.
Thank you, Naynay. You've been a gift.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
We'll talk more.
Talk
We'll talk more soon.
This has been a production of 710 Media.